Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Millennial TV. We are your hosts, Liz, Candace, and Adrienne, and today we will be recapping Laguna Beach Season 3, Episode 3, We're Gonna Crash a Party. I'm so excited because today we have a very special guest, my hubby Kyle, and we're so excited to finally have him on an episode, and I know I talk about him all the time, so it's really exciting for everybody to get a chance to finally hear from him and see him as well.
The party has arrived.
Oh my god. I love it. What did you think, Kyle, of seasons 1 and 2?
Yeah.
I like them. I did not watch them on air when they originally aired. So this is, and I haven't watched all of the episodes. Even now, I'm like a terrible watch-along partner because I'll just go in and out.
You watched most of them.
Yeah, I've watched most of them.
Yeah.
I like both of them, but season 2 is the clear winner.
Yes. Yes. So are you an Elsie or a Kristen fan?
I was just gonna ask.
In terms of like which one I most identify with, or which one I like watching on TV more.
If you were to vote on a poll, Team Kristen or Team Elsie, which one would you vote for?
I think that Elsie has a better head on her shoulders. I think she's like all around a better person, but Kristen is more entertaining. So I'll say Team Kristen.
Wow.
Team drama.
I watch these shows for the drama. I'm not like trying to find a friend. I want to see people ruin their lives on television.
Your chaos.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. I love that for you. Do you have a favorite on season 3 of what you've seen?
Yes, I do. I think Rocky, or as I call her, Raquocky. I always do her lower third as Raquel / Rocky. And just combine them.
Yeah.
So Raquocky is definitely the best character on the show. I think that she's got a real mom energy that I think is really balances out all the other.
She's way more mature than a lot of the other people.
She just has a real calming maturity about her.
Presence.
She's a good
friend.
Yeah.
So whenever Rocky shows up, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rocky.
Fair enough.
Very nice. Yeah. See, that's opposite though. She's like the least dramatic.
Yeah, that's
I know.
true.
Yeah. I'm already contradicting myself.
But honestly, is anybody really dramatic on season 3? It's not drama. It's like
Kendra, Cami.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, and
they're more just mean.
They're
though.
instigators. They're not necessarily drama though, because they don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't follow through. It's not follow through drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're very chaotic. They have extreme mean girl energy.
Mm-hmm.
But I also just and no offense to them, I just don't like looking at them. They just are a little bit grating to me. So
They're a lot.
I think they're so pretty, but I just think they were very young.
Yeah.
And the mean girl energy is heavy.
Yeah.
It's too much, yeah.
But I do think part of it is just them being young, and we've talked about this before on the podcast, but just generally not hanging out with those people. So it was easy to be mean versus in season 1 and 2, they were genuinely all friends. So I think they were having mini fights and making up. And then in season 3, they weren't making up. They just hated each other. There was
exactly. They
No.
never tried to be friends with Rocky and
so I think it was just it was very easy to maintain that mean girl status when they weren't hanging out with these people and had no desire to hang out with them. So why are you going to make up with somebody that you don't really care about?
Right, for sure.
Also, from the production side, I feel like the producers have a type that they're looking for.
Yeah.
And boy, they are so excited to fill that role to a T. It's they'll bend over backwards.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is not them speaking specifically their true opinions. I think it's a lot of just we're going to do what the producers are asking us to do. We're going to overperform so we get some more airtime.
Yep.
And
let's
be real. If a producer came up to me at 16 years old and was like, if you are the meanest bitch, we will put you on TV, I would have been like, Yes, 100%. Who am I cutting down to size? Like, come on, put me on camera. Like, right? Like, I mean, who didn't want to be on TV at that age? Like, I would have done whatever they wanted me to do if they were gonna put me on TV more. Like, if they were like, you're gonna be the main character if you are a total jackwagon to this person, I'd have been like, yeah, that is what the fuck is up.
Yep. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. In the previously on, Tessa says she had the most awesome 17th birthday and that Chase's band played just for her. But it was obvious that the band was his priority and it wasn't going to happen for them right now. Meanwhile, everyone at school is giving Cameron flack about dating Jessica, and now he was hooking up with Kendra behind her back. That girl was always causing drama. Tessa just wanted to stay away from her, but with all the holiday parties coming up, that was going to be just about impossible.
So then they show that scene of Kendra asking Cameron if he's dating Jessica, and he straight up says no, and it makes me want to punch him.
Okay, they're seeing each other.
Okay.
That's the
Right.
loophole.
Yes.
Okay.
They also showed that clip of Chase being like, I gotta go, it's the band.
I'm so over him. Every time he comes on screen, I want to scream.
They're still trying to push Chase and Tessa so hard, and like there's no
So hard.
chemistry.
It's not gonna
There's
happen.
none.
Negative chemistry.
Yeah.
Yes, negative chemistry is a great way to put that. It's so like.
Or Tessa's really into him. Like she's really trying. Like with
I
her
don't
like
even think
cutesy
so.
flirty voice. I'm like, ugh.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
it's got
I
brother
think
sister
so.
energy between them.
Yes.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
like, and then even when she's like, I think we're just better off as friends. Like she says that later in the episode. Like it doesn't. I feel nothing. Like she's not. It's not like when
Yeah.
Elsie says it about Steven. You know what I mean?
True.
It's
She's
like
not sad about it.
It's different energy. I think they were trying to recreate that Steven and
Yeah.
Elsie like
Mhm.
you know thing, and it was just not there.
It just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
So in the opening scene, we see Tessa and Rocky hanging Christmas lights on the back porch of Rocky's house. Rocky asks Tessa how her dinner was with Chase, and Tessa tells her they're better off just being friends. Rocky asks if Chase is coming tonight, and Tessa says no, band stuff. Rocky says she didn't send out invitations for the party, and that it was more word of mouth. And Tessa says she has this Christmas party every year, so it's kind of tradition. And Rocky says she didn't invite Kendra, Cami, Rachel, and all of them. And Tessa asks if she thinks they'll just come anyways, and Rocky says they might. My one note here was that Rocky's house has a crazy backyard view. We were talking about how like awesome their
Yeah,
backyard
that
is.
patio is like beautiful.
But I just want to know what band stuff is though.
It's probably a rehearsal.
Probably
Everything.
practice.
Practice.
Yeah.
Meeting with managers. He seems very busy for a high school band.
I am very busy.
Right? Yeah.
Very busy. I wrote Rocky's extensions are so bad in this scene. Like they're so chunky and you can see them. And then I put, these two are so boring and monotone when they speak. Boring, but they are lovely people, I can see.
Yes.
They're just like too nice to be on TV.
I know. They're like two best friends, like
Yeah.
just having a party. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to note about the balcony. I don't think it was in this episode, but in another episode that I watched, the turnaround is that the house sits on top of this giant hill, and the hill is just covered in thorny cactuses. And it looks like in The Lion King when the hyenas get thrown off of a cliff into a bunch of thorny bushes.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of parties where people are like sitting on the edge of this balcony, and I'm worried for them because they're going to fall
into the cactus
into
pit.
these like Looney Tunes cactuses.
Yeah, because they have, it's like the porch where they were doing the lights, but then they have like that other little stairway thing
Yeah.
that goes out to like a separate little just like square area with a table. And we were like, what is happening? Like, it's very strange. And you could easily like push somebody off of that ledge.
I have a lot of anxiety being on
Yeah.
I love that as parents, you guys are like, that's what you're looking out for, you know, safety
know.
for everybody.
and like you win so many points with me for the Lion King reference. Like that was top notch. Speaking of Rocky's house, I actually was doing some LB podcast research, and her like original house that they lived in on Laguna Beach popped up like in like on like a Zillow.
Mhm.
And it was like for sale for I mean, it was a whole lot of money. I can't remember the exact cost, but it was a lot of money. But I was looking through the pictures of it, and it is a gorgeous house. They must have had like LC money.
I wonder.
It was a very nice house. Yeah, like very nice. So, and it was like on a hill, like literally like on a hill, and it's like just gorgeous, like your dream house.
Yeah, I mean the view was probably like a good 15 miles.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah,
pretty wild.
Yeah,
they show him later, but her dad, Tom looks like a very blue collar guy.
Yeah, I think he works for Harley.
Maybe he owns a dealership.
Works where?
He was at
Harley Davidson like polo on, or like a work in the scene later when he shows up. So maybe he owns a dealership or something.
Maybe he's like a big wig for Harley or something.
Yeah,
they don't look like Laguna Beach parents.
Yeah,
like they look very like Joe Schmo.
They look normal.
Yeah, they look
like totally normal.
Normal parents, not like
Casey's mom.
Yeah,
Casey's mom. Casey's Real Housewives mom, who just sits around in a bustier,
just waiting for the camera.
We should put together a package.
Do you remember that deleted scene of Casey and her mom when Casey's like just
for the fashion show?
When she's talking about the fashion show, but her mom is just like sitting there waiting in the living room for her, just like sitting there like.
We should put together a spa package. That would be so nice. Yeah, let's do that, honey.
At the beginning of our first scene, we see the city of Laguna decked out in holiday decorations. Then we get to Cami and Kendra shopping at a little boutique store. Kendra asks Cami who they should invite to their Christmas party, and Cami says, everyone that's in town. And Kendra replies with, not Jessica. And they go through the whole list of who's invited. And Kendra starts with Derek, Kellen, and then Cami jumps in to say Matt when Kendra interrupts her and says, no, let me do it. Derek, Cameron. I love that guy.
Listen, they both fight for the spotlight so bad with each other.
And they're like mean to each other.
It's so funny.
They're not just like mean girls. Like, that's like their thing together too. So it's like fun to see that dynamic with the both of them.
Yeah. I felt bad for Cami a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
She probably does it back, though. I mean, I think Kendra wins, but...
I think Kendra always wins, yeah.
I also would just want to say that we need to put some respect on my girl Jessica's name.
I know.
Okay? They're so mean.
They're so mean.
And it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
They really don't need to be saying that we don't need to invite Jessica. Like, you wish you were Jessica, okay? You wish you had season 2 Jessica energy, okay? Like, don't be jealous because Cameron wants her. Okay?
So then they talk about what girls in their grade they'll invite, and Kendra says she doesn't like many of them, so it'll be her, Cami, Candace, and Rachel. And Kendra asks, what about Lexi? And they both agree that they love Lexi. Cami says that's all for the girls in their grade, aside from Raquel or Tessa, who she doubts would even think about coming. And Kendra asks, why would they come? We don't hang out with them at all. And Cami says, elimination time, bitches.
That's so funny. If you were to take sound bites of the show, like it would be all from like Cami and Kendra.
It would be mostly all of them.
They're the best one-liners for sure.
They do.
But I love how they're like, we're not inviting them to our party, but let's definitely crash theirs.
It's so hypocritical.
At least they address that later. They do say that, but then she's like, whatever.
And I mean, I do think that the producers were like forcing that.
Oh, totally.
But it's just funny that they're like, they're definitely not invited to our party, but like, we're totally going to theirs.
So they decide to go get some coffee, and as they're leaving the store, Kendra says they need to make a list before they invite people to the Christmas party because she doesn't want stupid people there. And Cami thinks that they should show up to Rocky's party just for giggles.
Super fun to make people uncomfortable at a party you're not invited to.
Just for giggles.
All right, in our next scene, we see the guys at the park tossing around a football on the basketball court. And Derek asks what time they're going to Raquel's party and if they're sure she's having a party because he heard that she wasn't. And Matt tells Cameron that he's back in the circle of trust as long as he doesn't go on any dates with Jessica. So one of the guys asks why they have such a problem with Jessica, and Cameron tells them that she's a very nice girl. And Derek tells Cameron that he can't say he likes hanging out with Jessica more than us. And Cameron tells the guys what he said was, there are two things that I love, not hanging out with you guys and Jessica.
Go Cameron.
Go Cameron, yes.
No.
Oh my gosh.
And like, I think it's perfectly normal to hang out with your girlfriend over your friends when you're in high school. Like, your friends aren't going to make out with you, so I get it.
Are guys this mean though?
No, I really dislike his friends. I think
Yeah.
they're ribbing him extra hard because they're all on camera. And they know that they're not getting any screen time. The only time they're getting screen time is when they're ribbing their friend who's like the main character of the show.
So guys don't sit around and
No.
rib each other on dating older chicks.
In my group of friends, I had, it was like kind of at different times it was different guys, but one guy would have a girlfriend and the other guys wouldn't, and they'd spend all their time with the girlfriend, but we didn't rib them for it. We'd just be like, and then just hang out anyway.
They made it like weird.
Yeah.
And they made it seem like Jessica was so uncool. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's not.
I do think she had that reputation with guys at their school, though, because that's the same reaction that like Jason would get or that Dieter would get, and I don't understand it because
I don't get
Jessica's
it.
a bad bitch.
That's true of how in all of those deleted scenes, all the guys were mad at Dieter for like hanging out with her and stuff.
Yeah,
really
she
weird.
doesn't have a good rep with the
That's
guys.
That's true.
So then Cameron says swoosh, and he throws the football at the basketball hoop. And I was just like, what are they doing? Is this a game, or are they just being weird boys? And I had to note that this is my 3 out of 3. Every episode so far has had a very strange sports moment.
Oh, yes.
I just think that is so bizarre.
I know. I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah, it's like nobody, like they were like, oh, we're going to go film at the basketball court.
Yeah.
And they realized when they got there that nobody had a basketball.
Yeah.
And then one guy was like, I think I have a football in my trunk. And then I looked at the scene again, and they're right next to an empty soccer field.
Mhm.
Like they could just on that
So, like,
soccer
play catch.
field and play catch.
Yeah.
But they have to do it on the concrete there of the basketball court.
I don't think they regularly play sports together.
I don't think they play sports at all. Yeah.
They were like, how do we play? Which ball do we need?
Yeah.
You know, I say this every time there's like a guy scene that I like zone out and that they're so boring that like I literally didn't even notice anything you guys just said in the scene.
Really? You didn't notice it at all?
Well, it worked.
That's so funny. So as they're leaving the park, one of them asks what they're going to do at Kendra's, and Cameron says, tonight is Raquel's and tomorrow is Kendra's party. So next we're at Rocky's house while she and Tessa are baking in the kitchen, and they're talking about Rocky's new adventure, dating Alex. And Rocky starts to say, my favorite thing about him is that, and Tessa jumps in and says, he's cute. And without missing a beat, Rocky just continues her sentence with, he goes to a different school, but he's friends with EJ. So it's like he's still tied in. And then Tessa, she like asks for something to do. But I had just had to point out, this is the first mention of Alex being called like cute or hot. And specifically by Tessa too, because it gets weird, I feel like, by the
She
end
keeps
of the
calling
episode.
him hot.
How much people commented on how hot Alex was this episode made me uncomfortable.
Oh my god. He was though. He's so hot.
I mean, I was just like, is everybody like literally everybody was talking about
The whole episode, yeah.
The nice thing though is that like the hot guy got with the nice girl, which was like so satisfying until you see what happens later in the season. But like for now, it's so nice that he's with Rocky, who's like the nice girl.
And they're very cute. They're very high school. It's very cute. And like I get the energy of like he goes to a different school, but like he's still tied in because like senior year I dated a guy who went to like an all boys school, preparatory school, and he would like come to my school at lunch, and I thought that was like the coolest thing ever because he drove and he could come to my school during lunch and hang out with us, and like he was friends with my friends, so he like enjoyed doing that, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. It's like, I don't know, it was a cool thing in high school to have a boyfriend that went to a different school.
For sure.
Like I totally get that energy of like being like, he's so cute and he goes to a different school.
It's like he's kind of mysterious to everyone or something.
Yeah.
Alex and EJ pull up into the driveway and come in to greet the girls, and Alex just digs right in and starts helping them with the cookie batter. And when Rocky tells EJ that he can hang up the lights, he says, I came over to chill, not to like work. And Rocky says, no, you didn't, EJ. You came here to work. We need our getting ready time. And as the girls walk off, we hear Tessa say, "We don't take that long to get ready." And Rocky says, "Yes, we do."
Did you notice they didn't finish the cookies at all?
I know, they left and...
I was like, what are you doing with that batter?
I was like, the party's starting. I'm like, you gotta finish.
I know.
I was really concerned about those cookies.
But we were cracking up at the giant thing of flour.
Yeah, so I really respect their Costco game in this house. Because on the kitchen island is this oversized jar of flour, probably 10 or 15 pounds of flour.
Yeah, it was like jokingly
basically
big.
untouched.
Yeah.
And so then one of them opens the fridge and you see this gigantic jar of mayonnaise. Like probably this big, you know, a jar of mayonnaise that would take a normal family months to go through. And then another, like it's a handle of salsa. Mm-hmm. And all of these are basically full. So they must have
they just did a Costco run.
Hot off that. So I respect the game in that house. And, you know, they got to make a lot of cookies with that flour.
Yeah. They're the kind of family that like bakes cookies for Christmas and like, you know, gives them to every single person.
Kyle's dad does that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a family tradition. We probably make like, or when I was a kid, we would probably make like 12 dozen, like, you know, 100 or 200.
A lot,
and just give them out as gifts or something. But we'd have like decorating day where we'd invite people over and ice all the cookies and decorate them all weird and stuff. And it was so like a prize for making the weirdest looking cookie.
Yeah.
But yeah. I also wanted to note that Alex at the end of the scene, right as they're about to leave, is just drinking a large glass of milk, and I thought that was really strange. Like it's not like the first beverage that I would have just at my girlfriend's house. It's like, yeah, I'll take a big glass of milk, hon.
Maybe he was eating the cookie batter and he's like all like parched or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Why were they making cookies so close to the time of the party? For the party.
I know. And then like going to get ready right before that.
I know.
Like, yeah. I don't know. The more we watch, I'm like, nothing makes friggin' sense. Kendra and Cami don't want to go to this party, but they're being forced to, so they have to be like, we don't want to go. We don't want them to come to ours, but we're going to crash this one. I'm like, so much producing going on.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I was going to say these first couple of scenes are just like egregiously produced.
Yeah.
It's like, let's put you guys in a location, give you a small activity, and have you talk shit about all your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those first 3 scenes, it's like, here, string up these lights and talk about your friends. Here, go to the store and shop and talk about your friends.
Yeah.
Throw this football around the basketball court and talk about your friends. I don't know.
It doesn't feel natural.
It's too much. Yeah.
Make these cookies, don't finish them, talk about your boyfriend.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah. Just leave the kitchen a mess.
Finish the milk, Alex.
Yeah.
We see you, MTV. We see you.
Then we are at Kendra's house, and she's in the car and on the phone with Cameron. Cami gets in the car, and she asks if Cameron still wants to go to Rocky's party. And she says her and Cami decided that they'd just go crash, and that she just wants to make an appearance and then bail. Kendra says, okay, let's do this. And Cami sings, we're going to crash a party. Kendra says she doesn't want Rocky to think she can come to her party. And Cami says, well, of course she can't. Kendra says she feels bad because if someone did this to her, oh my God. But they aren't crashing Rocky's party. They're merely showing up uninvited.
Oh my God.
I know.
That would be crashing.
They're showing up with their guy friends who were cordially invited to Raquel's party. Kendra says, who calls all of our guy friends then neglects to call the 2 of their best friends? And then Cami, while rubbing her hands together, says, listen up, Raquel, we're going to your party.
And we got to get to the best part of this scene.
Yes. So then before they get out of the car, they do their Raquel impression of...
Well, wait, last time it was Tessa that sounded like that. And now it's Rocky.
Wait, did they do this before already?
I think they did it in the first...
at the barbecue.
Yeah, in the first episode. Yeah.
Tessa's like,
yes.
Yeah.
They're so mean.
I know you can't say that they're acting. Yeah, like they're like playing it up, but like They are. They have mean girl energy for sure, you know?
I know, but like, it's also really funny.
No,
It
it's
was
so
funny.
funny. Without
Yeah.
them, what would we have? Honestly, it's just like them sitting around like talking like niceties, but like at least we have Kendra and Cami to give us a lot of entertainment.
I know. They're mean, but it's like it's good for the laugh. Like I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
don't.
It's funny to watch. Yeah.
It's funny.
And I'm sure it was like hurtful at the time for Rocky and Tessa, but like in hindsight, I don't know. If somebody was doing that about me from high school, like I would have laughed because I'd have been like, yeah, I probably did sound like that. I would laugh, but I mean, what do I?
I also wanted to point out that the lighting in the scene is really crazy because it's as they're doing that, me, it's like lit like a low budget horror film.
Flashlight on
Yeah,
them.
this is like they just stuck a flashlight by their feet. It's just like this direct light.
Should make like a weird like edit of it like as a horror trailer.
Yeah.
Or something. That'd be scary. So then we see Rocky's Christmas party. There are quite a few people at the party, and we see Rocky putting out some Domino's pizza for everyone.
Yum yum! I want to go to that party.
Oh, I hate Domino's.
Oh my god, I love Domino's. That's like my favorite pizza chain.
Really?
Ugh.
Man. We order them a lot because they're really fast.
Mhm.
But yeah.
And it's super customizable. That's what I like about them.
That's true.
And hot wings from Domino's. So
They do have good
They
wings.
have good wings, yeah.
So good.
So Tessa is talking to Tara and another girl, and she tells them, I want you to meet Raquel's boyfriend. He's super hot. So second mention of Alex being hot.
And she says, the guy in the True Religions. And I'm like, shout out to True Religions.
I didn't catch that either. We see Kendra and Cami show up, and as they're walking downstairs to the party, Kendra says, this ought to be fun. And Rocky notices them walking in, and she doesn't look very happy about it. Then we see Cameron arrive, and Kendra immediately goes and gives him a big hug and says, how are you? The love of my life. And she, gives him a big hug after that. And
Yeah, I don't think that they're like that they like each other, but like girls in high school just do this, which is just like used to kill me too. I'm like, ugh, this is so gross.
Okay, well, you yelled at me for sitting on boys' laps.
Is this you, Candace?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was totally the like, come give me a hug. Oh my god. I'm so happy you're here.
Yes. That's exactly who I would look at and be like, ew.
Listen, we've already decided we would not be friends in high school.
We decided that, like, you're a lap sitter.
I am. I was a lap sitter. I like to sit in my guy friend's laps.
But we did change you, though. We changed your opinion.
Right. I wouldn't do it today. And maybe, like, again, I don't remember if they had girlfriends at the time or if they didn't or what. They were my friends, and I would sit on their laps and hug them for warmth when it was cold in the morning. Okay?
Were there girls in your friend group who would sit on all the guys' laps?
Not in my direct friend group, but I knew a lot of girls that did that. And I was awful and would always develop an unrequited crush on them. So, yeah, it worked on me. Not the way that they wanted it to. But yeah, no one in my direct friend group would do that. I mean, we were all pretty tight, so we would sit on like each other in a weird big pile. So I don't know. But
yeah.
I did know a lot of girls like that. It was pretty common.
Very common in high school.
So at the party, we see Cami telling Blair, a guy who we have not seen before this, that Raquel's friend Stephanie said that she was dirty. He tells her not to say anything, to which Cami replies, don't say anything. And Cami is telling Kendra that she hasn't been this pissed off in a long time.
With a cigarette in her hand.
I just think that's the most hilarious, trashy thing to be complaining about someone calling you dirty as you're carrying around an unlit cig in the house.
I was laughing so hard at the cigarette. I'm like, you're like 14. Okay, she's not. She's 16. But still, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
The cigarette.
Where did they get the cigarette?
Where did you get the cigarette? Who paid for that cigarette?
Yes. Yeah, she's like, some random girl's talking shit about me to Blair, and Kendra asks what she said, and Cami says that I'm dirty. I've never met this girl in my life. And Kendra asks, who is she? And then walks back into the party to see who it is. Yeah, I also noticed that it was either Kendra or the girl standing next, that one of them asked for a light, like, during that conversation as well, which, like, that is so crazy to me. I don't know. Smoking in high school.
You didn't know anyone that smoked in
No,
high
not
school?
in high school.
Like, you mean your friends or people in school? I feel like it was, like, common.
People in
It was-
school, I guess.
Yeah, it was pretty common.
I did, but it was guys mostly. Like, girls didn't really smoke.
There were, like, goth girls, I feel like kind of emo girls that would smoke as well. Yeah, like, our school had a area outside where it's like, if you're gonna smoke, like, you're gonna smoke there.
That's crazy.
For us, it was behind the
What?
science building.
Ooh. After the girls re-enter the party, we see Stephanie just sitting down looking totally clueless to any drama that's happening around her. And Kendra comes up to her and says, is your name Stephanie? Can I talk to you? She asks if she said something to her friend, and Stephanie says, no, not at all. And Kendra asks her if she could just apologize. Stephanie asks to her, and Kendra says, that's my best friend. Will you just apologize?
Can we talk about how scary Kendra is with that
So
confrontation? I would have
scary.
shit my pants in high school if somebody came up to me and directly was like, you need to apologize to my friend. I would, what? Oh my god, like, clearly she had enough like status at the school to be able to just walk up to somebody and say, apologize to my best friend.
Yeah.
So, okay, I actually was like, why is Stephanie so scared of her? I'm like, she was instantly like backpedaling as if she like did something wrong. Like, I think like she probably did, but she was so scared. I was like, why is she so scared? I didn't think Kendra was scary.
I thought she was
Wow,
scary.
I'm surprised that you read it that way, because she came up and was all like, hi, and then her mood changed on a dime. It was within a couple of, it was like
scary.
big sociopath energy.
Yes, and the fact that you can confront anybody at that age is like,
Exactly,
you gotta
yeah.
have big balls.
Yeah, but she was also like the popular kid in school. So like of course she would feel, and she had cameras on her. Like she was like, this is gonna be my
Right.
thing.
That's who's Stephanie? No one knows. You know
I
what I mean?
know.
So like
That's
that would
true.
scare the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna say to Kendra? Like, you know?
Or just run away. Like,
Yeah. I would have been like, I would have turned into Jessica and Cabo. I literally would have been like, I'm a slut. Like, just immediately.
I know. I felt so bad for this random girl, Stephanie.
Did you? Okay, if she really talks smack about her though, I'm like, firstly, you don't know her, so why are you talking smack about her?
Right. But did she? We don't know.
I'd have been like, yeah, she is dirty. She's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, maybe that's why she said her breath smelled really bad. I felt bad for her. She looked innocent to me, but I don't know.
What? Really? So wait, so you guys think she was innocent? I thought I was like, good, go after her.
No, I think she did. I think she looked more dirty.
I just thought she looked really scared, and I felt bad for her for those reasons of just like, oh, this poor girl getting roped into the middle of this, of like, you know.
An innocent girl doesn't start sobbing. I mean, I know Kendra's scary, but like an innocent girl doesn't start sobbing.
She looked too guilty. That's what it was.
I know, because I was the girl who would have said something and then
Oh
cried
my
because I was
god.
scared.
So we see Cami coming at Rocky saying, I've never met this girl before in my whole life. And Rocky asks her, why would you care what she said about you? And Kendra comes up and tells Cami not to worry about it. It's not a big deal, and that it's all settled. Cami won't let it go, and she's going on about this to Rocky. And we see Kendra saying, I don't think I've ever had a conversation with Raquel ever, and now I am. I don't want to. Not going to start now.
Okay, but Rocky actually hugging Cami is insane.
Yeah, that was weird.
I was like, what is happening? And then she's like trying to diffuse the situation, and Cami and Kendra are just being the cause of the drama at the party they weren't invited to.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
So, and Cami, God love her, cannot let this interaction go.
Yeah.
Oh no, the whole rest of the episode, she won't shut up about it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I was like, I have heard this story more times than the people in the situation. Like, oh my god. Like, God love her, but girlfriend, it's okay. She called you dirty. It's okay. I just thought that Rocky hugging her was so weird and like out of place, and like, you're not friends at all, stop hugging her.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. I don't know.
It's her big mom energy.
You know, yeah,
she just needs to comfort.
Just like,
she just wanted to do anything to like make it better, and like,
or she's like, you're ruining my party. I need you to shut up.
Yeah.
But I like that she didn't back down. Like, Rocky is such a nice person, but she's not like a pushover.
Yeah.
So I really like that from her.
Me too. Cami is still going on about this to Rocky and is saying that she understands why Rocky's concerned because that's her really good friend. And Rocky says she doesn't want anybody crying at her party. Then we see Kendra say, my Christmas party is going to be so much better than this. Mark my words. Cami's still going at Rocky before Rocky eventually just walks away. And then Cami has to find where her friends are after that. And we see Kendra go up to Cameron and asks if they're leaving. And she goes in to give him a big hug, and we hear, which I thought was a super obvious wild line, say, is this officially the lamest party you've ever been to? And then Kendra and Cameron round up the troops and leave Rocky's party. This was just such a weird, like, I feel like I have watched this like so many times trying to actually figure out like the order of the conversations that was happening and what exactly was said. It was just very chaotic and confusing, I thought.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Rocky to have to deal with this at her party. Like, they obviously just showed up wanting to like cause drama, and
they came to wreck.
Yeah,
they did it.
Totally.
I want to give a big shout out to the editors of this scene, the team of editors that had to make this somewhat cohesive or coherent, because it is a big old mess, and I can't imagine what they had to go through, all the notes process.
All the footage they had to go through of it, of all the conversations.
Seems like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, and then they probably had to string stuff together because it was like a hot mess.
I also wanted to say that the song that plays through this whole party is kind of a banger, and I spent like 20 minutes trying to find the song today. I was like Googling around. I found lists of like all the songs that are in each episode of the show, and I was like Spotifying all the songs, and none of them sounded right. So if any listeners know what song is playing throughout this party,
weird,
send it our way, because I'd like to listen to it.
It's so funny.
I did that with season 2 when I watched it back in the day, because I really liked that soundtrack. So yes, I totally know what you mean. Some of the songs are just so good. You're like, I want to add it to my own playlist.
I had the Laguna Beach soundtrack.
I know. That was amazing. That's very smart of them to do.
I know. I loved it.
Do you still have it?
Somewhere, probably in storage somewhere. I think it came, like, my dad used to get these like catalogs that had CDs in them, and he would like let me order some. Like, maybe it was like Fingerhut. I don't know what it was, but I would always go through and circle what I wanted, and I think it was on one of those, and I was like, oh, Laguna Beach.
Like the Columbia House catalog or something like that?
Yeah, something weird, and he would always let me go through and pick a couple CDs, so
that's fun.
That was one of them, and it had some bangers. I think it was all from season 1, though.
I also found there was a bunch of message boards I found from like probably the late 2000s or early 2010s where people were requesting like, what is the song that plays in this and this? And if anyone knows, email me, and they put their email address in the message board.
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. You should have emailed one and been like, did you ever figure out what
That would be so fun. Can you imagine getting an email like 12 years after the fact?
Like, what?
I found the song.
Actually, yes. So then we are with Tessa and Rocky hanging out on a bench by the beach. They're both saying what a fun party it was. And Tessa says, everyone was freaking out about how hot Alex was. So this is the third time it's been brought up. And mostly all of these times have been from Tessa. I just have to point that out. And also, what the heck is going on with Rocky's scarf in this scene? It's like so tight around her neck, and it's white, so it looked like a neck brace to me. I was just so distracted the whole scene by her scarf. It was so,
to me, choice. It looked like in a vampire movie when someone's blood is drained, and then they're like, I feel so tired. The sun is hurting. And then they've got that tight, like, scarf around their neck. It looked like that to me.
So Rocky was bit by a vampire at the party.
Yeah.
This isn't the Vampire Diaries. And if it was, Damon Salvatore would make this season much more interesting.
Very true.
Man, we haven't watched any of that show. All we know is that Mia from Degrassi is in it. So
who's
that's
Mia?
about it.
Okay, watch it immediately. No, stop. Leave. Watch it immediately and come back.
I know, yeah.
It's epic.
We never watched it. It was like airing. Gosh,
It was in that little
like,
gray area where I thought stuff on the CW was stupid, and then it was like before
watch
it. It's like this 5-year period where I was like, CW is stupid.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
The later seasons are not my fave, but seasons 1, 2, and 3,
amazing.
chef's kiss.
I was like, I love those seasons, and I regularly watch people on YouTube talk about it to feel like I'm still watching it. So it's very entertaining.
I was a huge Buffy fan, so like
yes, Buffy
back
Hive.
in like 8th grade. I mean, I still love Buffy. It's superior to everything, but anything that even resembled Buffy, I was like, I want to watch because like it just soothes my soul. So I was like super into like I loved the spinoff series Angel. I loved Charmed, and then like by the time Vampire Diaries was on, I was like, yes, more vampires, give it to me. You know. I was a Twilight girly, even though Twilight is like not even close to on par with Buffy. But I was a Twilight girly.
Gosh, during COVID, we rewatched all of the Twilight movies, and it was like, and it's only 4 movies, but we had such a fun time, and I was really sad when we finished them.
What?
I love those movies. We had such a fun time watching.
We love Twilight.
One of my favorite theater going moments of my entire life is seeing, was it the last
the
one?
last one.
So it was Breaking
Carlisle's
Dawn Part
Head.
2 in the theater when they do that fake out where literally everybody gets slaughtered.
Yeah.
The theater was going
insane.
Everyone
was freaking out.
Everybody
we went to like a sold out show.
It was like a midnight show at the Grove.
It doesn't happen in the book.
It didn't happen in the book. Exactly. That's why I was like, what?
Yeah. People were losing their minds. And then to have that fake out. Oh.
I remember being like, oh my God, because you're sitting there, you've read the book, you know what's going to happen, you're waiting. And then all of a sudden, like, Carlisle's head is off.
I couldn't believe that they did that.
Yeah. And they went hard on it too. Like it was
intense.
Yeah, as a gorehound myself, man, they really did not pull any punches.
It was the coolest fight.
It was.
Yeah,
it really was.
Awesome.
Yeah.
My favorite part is when Edward uses Bella's entire body as a battle axe.
I so don't remember anything you guys are talking about, but you guys are making it sound very exciting. But I am going to regret watching it, and I know that, so I am not going to do it. I have moments where I'm like, wow, I really miss watching Twilight, and I'll put number 1 on, which might have it's probably like the worst one to put on.
Yeah.
And then I watch it, and I'm like, this is horrible, and then I don't watch it for another 10 years.
The last 2 are really good. The last 2 movies, I should say, because that's where all the stuff in the book started to go real off the rails in terms of just how wild they went. You know, with like Bella getting pregnant and then him having to do an emergency C-section with his vampire teeth.
Imprinting on her daughter. It's like,
that weird stuff. Like, the first, 2 movies are kind of, well, the first one is a slog to get through.
Yeah.
But the second one's good with all the wolf stuff. I don't know. We make fun of it for probably 60% of the runtime, but overall, they're pretty good watches.
Yeah, I loved me some Twilight for sure. For sure.
Rocky asked Tessa if she saw the fight and says it was bad and that they didn't even know Stephanie, like Cami and Kinder. They didn't even know her. Rocky says they could have at least said hi to her when they came, and then when she tried to mediate the situation where they're pissing her friend off, they acted like, what are you doing here? Rocky tells Tessa about Kinder coming up to say nothing was wrong, and then she looked over at Stephanie and she was bawling. And Rocky says it was really unclassy. And then Tessa brings up that Kindra's party is that night, and they both say that they don't want to go, and Rocky says that she'd rather go out to dinner with Alex.
Good for them. They don't want to crash someone's party because they weren't invited.
It says a lot about the personalities of the girls that Tessa and Rocky don't have any sort of desire to go to Kindra's party.
And producers couldn't force them to do it either, because I'm sure they tried.
So next we're at Kendra's house where her, Cami, and Kendra's mom are all lounging on some couches while Kendra is just casually looking at yearbooks. Cami says it would be funny if Raquel or Tessa decided to randomly show up, and Kendra says, I don't want them. Cami says if they showed up, she wouldn't let them in and would say that they weren't invited. Kendra points out that they weren't invited to Raquel's and that they still went. But Cami says that they came over uninvited to Kendra's barbecue and then that they agree because of that they're all even. So Kendra says it was so stupid last night and that as soon as she got there, she wanted to leave. Cami starts talking about the fight, and while she's going on about it, Kendra says she started crying. Kendra laughs and Cami says that she was telling Stephanie, it's okay, stop crying. And Cami says, then Stephanie walks away and Raquel was like, what did you say to my friend? And then at this point, Kendra's mom is also like laughing along with them about all of this, which was
crazy that she's just sitting there like that. Also, she said that Tessa and Rocky came to Kendra's barbecue uninvited, but wasn't there that whole scene of Kendra telling Cami that she invited Tessa to her barbecue?
I don't remember. Did she?
It was like the very first scene where they went shopping,
Yeah.
and Kendra was like, "Oh, guess who I invited?" And she's like, "I invited Tessa."
Oh,
And Cami
yeah.
was like, "What? Why?" She's like, "I don't even talk. You don't even
Yes,
talk to
you're right.
her."
Yeah.
So for them to say that they're uninvited, like, doesn't make any sense.
Kendra asks if she saw what Raquel was wearing last night, and Cami says that she was surprised that she didn't have more makeup on. And Kendra asks if Cami saw Rocky's outfit and says she was wearing a Santa Claus hat and this white bra and then a red skirt and then barefoot with the Santa Claus hat. And Cami says, so basically it was sleazy. And Kendra says, yeah, it was kind of sad. And then they're like, okay, we have to get ready for the party. But yeah, the Kendra's mom sitting there, it gave me like Amy Poehler and Mean Girls vibes.
Yes.
You know, like that was so weird. Just like laughing
So
at them
weird.
gossiping.
You know, her body language of how she was kind of like leaned over on the couch,
Yeah.
like, "What's up, girls?"
Yeah. Would your parents stop you if they heard you talking like that?
No.
No,
absolutely
no,
not.
probably not.
Wait, your own.
But my
Oh.
mom wouldn't have been sitting there giggling.
Yeah, my mom probably would have been like, "Who are you guys talking about?" Yeah,
I also think it's kind of like the irony of Cami calling Rocky sleazy after that party where she was complaining about being called dirty. Is
yeah, that's a double
foot in the
standard.
mouth.
Yeah,
Rocky to me does dress like a 2000s pop star though.
she
She's
does.
constantly in a crop top, or not a crop top. It's like a midriff.
A midriff thing. Yeah,
Slightly showing her midriff. And I actually noted in this episode that I do love Rocky's outfits. I think she looks like a 2000s pop star.
yeah.
But I don't think that, like, I think, yeah, back then, like, maybe it would have been trashy. I don't know.
I don't know. Her outfit didn't come across to me as sleazy, but I know what you're saying. Like in that first scene when they're hanging up the lights, her top is like buttoned, but it's open, so you can like see her belly button ring, like that. But that seems like normal, like early 2000s style for me.
I honestly, Rocky is the only one that I ever really note her outfits. I think she has a really particular style.
Yeah.
Also, it was funny that Cami was drinking out of like this ornate wine glass.
Wine glass, yeah.
And I'm sure it was just soda or something, but like again, Amy Poehler vibes. Would not be surprised
if it was like
Kendra's
red
mom was
wine.
like, "You can have just a little bit. It's okay."
Yeah, I thought that too. I thought it looked like red wine. Of like it was so dark in the way she's like holding the glass, and it didn't have ice in it or anything.
No.
But I'm sure it was just like Coke or something. But still, the way it looked. Yeah.
It's fancy.
Yes. So then we're back at Rocky's house where we see Rocky and Tessa in the kitchen with Rocky's mom and dad, Tom and Robin. Rocky is ready for her date with Alex and they tell her how nice she looks. Tom asks if Alex is picking her up and Rocky says, I hope so. And he asks where they're going and she says, Ola Mendy's. Robin jokingly asks if she wouldn't mind if they showed up at the restaurant too. And Alex enters the room and they all say hello. Robin says to Alex, so Rocky was saying that we can't come along? And Rocky says, no, run. And then after that, Tessa is like awkwardly left with Rocky's parents and they joke around asking if she wants to stay and play Monopoly.
I thought she was staying. I thought she was like watching a movie.
Yeah,
she's
no,
like,
they were going to
yeah.
watch Cinderella Man.
Right, she said
the
that,
Russell Crowe boxing movie.
First of all, that's a good movie. I liked that
It's a really good movie.
a lot.
Great Paul Giamatti performance.
Really good. I will say that's so like being at Kelsey's house with her parents, because I was super close with her parents, so like that wouldn't have been weird if she like went somewhere and I was like gonna stay until she got back. Like that wouldn't have been weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's super cute.
I thought it was really cute. Yeah.
No, it's super relatable.
Yeah.
I used to, when before all my friends had cell phones, we would just drive around to each other's houses, see whose car was in the driveway, and then you would just kind of walk in and see who was around. And more often than not, I'd end up hanging out with their parents for like 30 minutes.
Like we've talked about this before of growing up so differently. I would die rather than like go to my friend's house and watch a movie with their parents. And if someone came over and did that to me, I'd be like, go home. I'd be like, what are you doing here?
Dude, when I would have sleepovers at Kelsey's house and I would wake up before her, I would go watch TV with her mom. I loved it.
If she was like in the house, but like if your friend's like gone, I don't know. I'm like, go home.
I loved Rocky's outfit.
This is so funny. I did not know anything about Rocky's outfit like throughout the episode or season so far. And in my mind, I'm like, Rocky does not dress well. That's what I have in my head. So I was trying to be nice when you guys were talking her up before. I'm like, yeah, 2000s pop star. Yeah. But
I thought she looked cute. I liked her poof, her little poof that she had in her hair.
I wouldn't say sleazy, but I would just say like nothing, not pop star to
classy.
me. Yeah.
I don't know. I liked the poof. That's very 2000s. I thought she looked cute on this date.
Alex looked cute.
Good God, Adrienne.
She looks cute, but it's not like what I would choose to wear, if that makes sense. But I think she pulls it off, like her own style that she has.
Because she's so nice, she pulls it off. Like that's why I let it pass. But otherwise, it's ugly.
I think it's like what I would have wanted to wear, but my mom would have been like, "You look trashy."
So next we are on Alex and Rocky's date. And we see Rocky and Alex arrive at Olamendi's, and they both tell each other how great they think each other looks. Rocky asks him what he's thinking, and he says, "I'm thinking I really like you." And Rocky says, "Good, and that life is so exciting right now." Alex told EJ that he was going on a date with Rocky, and that EJ thinks he's whipped, but for good reason. And Rocky asks, "I'm worth it, right?" And he says, "You are way worth it." And she jokes that she's going to start nagging him, and he tells her that she has nagged on him already, but he just lets it roll off his back. She asks what she nags him about, and he says, "Little things. I can handle it." And Rocky asks what they're doing after this, and Alex asks if there's a party going on. Rocky says, "Kendra's having one, but she hates me." And he asks why, and Rocky says, "I don't know."
That line, "the Kendra's having one, but she hates me," that was totally looped in.
Yeah, like her mouth moving that
the
or
camera
anything.
wasn't on her. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
We're so smart now, guys. We've really caught on.
I feel like you guys catch it, and I never do. I thought they were really talking. I'm just kidding.
The scene was like so many like teenage dating scenes in reality shows.
Yeah.
Like, we talk about, "I really like you." "Oh, I really like you too." "What do you like most about me?"
Yeah.
"That you like me."
Yeah.
It was giving Lauren and Jason for sure.
It totally was.
Like they didn't have
Yes.
anything to talk about except for how much they liked each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you guys will hate it, but in my notes, it's literally, Alex is so cute. He has such a cute face.
Alex is the dreamboat.
I thought Rocky was really cute in this scene, even though they were just like going on about how much they liked each other. But I also was really annoyed with EJ saying that he's like whipped and stuff. That is such like a annoying like high school boy thing to say when like your friend gets a girlfriend. Because I'm like, what is she nagging him about? Like they're in high school, you know?
And
like,
when they don't have a girlfriend, they say that to make them feel bad.
Exactly. That was just really annoying to me.
I wondered that too. What is she nagging about?
Yeah.
That he's making a note. Of,
like you've been nagging me.
I can handle it. I can't think of like anything that a girl would nag me about in high school.
Remember to text me at night before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you hang up first. No, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He hung up first. What?
Yeah.
Don't look at my friends like that. They're gonna think that you think they're hot too.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Which is very much Alex's problem because every girl's like drooling
all the
over
girls
him.
like him, yeah.
Oh, Adrienne.
It's true. It's not just me. It was said 3 times so far on this show.
I knew a couple guys that looked just like him in school, and they were very much fawned over. I think it was just that style, or like that, just that kind of like, I don't know. He looks like a, early 2000s like pop punk dude.
Clean cut. Did they grow up to look good, Kyle?
No, not at all.
Oh
no. Yeah. Oh no, it's I'm not gonna name any names, but there's like some poochy bellies, there's some balding, it just age, but they don't look the same as they do in high school. I don't, but they're not that hot anymore.
Milk it when you can.
Yeah. Yep. So we're then at Kendra's Christmas party, and Cami is yet again telling anyone who will listen about the drama with Stephanie at Rocky's party. As she's retelling the story, Kendra says she's heard this story like 10 times.
Kendra could not care less.
Kendra tries to interrupt and says, "You know what I'm so excited about?" And Cami tells her to let me finish my long story. And Kendra gets up and tells Lexi that she has to show her something, and they all follow Kendra, and they totally leave Cami behind while she's like mid-sentence saying that Raquel is being
I love it. I know. Like, no, but honestly, like, no one cares, Cami. Let it go. This happened like 4 nights ago. We're over it.
Yeah. And we've heard it every day, like 10 times.
I was going to note about the beginning of the scene, and forgive me because I'm a background noticer. I notice a lot of things in the background, but continuing the Costco visit from earlier, you can notice at the beginning of this party, instead of Domino's, she sets out the tray of rolled sandwiches from Costco.
Oh yeah, those like classic rolled
classic rolled deli sandwich trays, and they're untouched. These teenagers cannot appreciate sandwiches.
Guys, I miss Costco. It's like a California thing.
You guys don't have Costco there?
No, we have
like
a
Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what we had in Michigan.
But I miss Costco. Costco is superior to Sam's Club.
Yeah,
I didn't know Costco was like a West Coast thing. We have them up here too.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't have Costco over here, but
that's weird.
It's a regional thing.
Yeah.
And while I'm on the background train, all the photos in Kendra's house, the framed photos, give off like a very strange, haunted energy because they're all in black and white. There's not a color photo up on her wall, and they're all like very low contrast. And in the opening shot, I think it's like the first or the second shot, right behind all of the people talking, there's a photo of young Kendra and her older brother and a giant Great Dane. And that's the 3 in the photo. And it's just got like a real weird energy to it.
Isn't she like in like a little hat and a dress?
Yeah, there's a large. It's above their mantle.
Yeah,
it's like a large.
Huge.
It's in like a Easter floral. Like, big old like Kentucky Derby hat. But anyway, I just thought it was very strange that there was not a color photo in that entire living room.
Well,
space.
and like all your high school friends like seeing this like photo of you as like a little girl, like that's kind of weird. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got.
So Cameron arrives to the party, and Kendra greets him with a hug, and she thanks him for wearing a collared shirt. Then we see Tara whisper to Lexi, "Oh God, she's creeping on Cameron again." And then Derek asks Cameron, "Where's Jessica tonight?" And Cameron says, "Dude, shut up, Derek. I'm going to punch you in the face if you don't shut up." Then we hear Rachel say to Lexi, "Raquel's boyfriend's kind of cute." 4th time this has been said.
Need like an alarm every time.
I know, like the hot, cute alarm.
Also, Lexi is like in the opening credits of the show, and she literally hasn't said anything.
I think this is her first time she speaks.
Yes. And all she said in the party before was, "Oh my God, so much drama." And I'm like, shut up, Lexi. And then now she's talking about Alex, and I'm just like, get the F away from Alex. Him and Rocky are perfect. Go away.
Why do you hate Lexi so much?
Oh my God, she doesn't do anything, Candace. She doesn't deserve her name on the opening credits.
The first 4 or 5 episodes, I could not remember who she was.
Yeah,
she kept showing up in the opening credits.
Yeah.
And then when she would show up in the show, I'm like, who the hell is this?
She doesn't give anything.
It's not her fault.
Oh, whose fault was that?
The producers. I don't know. They could have given her more to work with.
She didn't give them anything to work with.
Okay, oh my God.
It's crazy though that Lexi does get that opening credits part when Alex H was never in the opening credits, which is insane.
Okay, fair. I honest to God think that Lexi was supposed to have a bigger storyline and it ended up getting cut.
Then maybe she should have been cut out of the credits.
Good God, Adrienne.
Really?
Justice for the opening credits of season 3.
Well, it'll continue through the rest of the season. Every time we see her, she gives nothing energy, nothing. Okay.
The season just in general is really miscast. I would say. If you don't have that foundation of having like a decent cast, and everything else is going to crumble.
Yeah. After Rachel says to Lexi that Raquel's boyfriend is kind of cute, Lexi says that she would go for Raquel's boyfriend. And then Rachel says, it's not just his face, but it's the way he carries himself and his hair and stuff. So, the important things.
Face, carries himself, hair.
So one of the guys asks Cameron, dude, can you be honest with me and tell me if you're going out with Jessica? And Cameron says he's not, and he's not trying to at all. And he says, if I was trying to go out with her, I'd hang out with her right now, but I'm at a party with you guys.
You can tell he's like starting to run out of patience in this scene.
Like no wonder he leaves the party. Yeah. So then we see Cami still telling her story of the previous night to another group of girls, and we hear someone interrupt and asks Cami, how many times has she told this story? Like 10 times? Then we see Cameron on the phone, and he says, you're not going to call me or what? And then we hear Jessica's voice asking where he is. And Cameron asks if he can come over and say hi, and she says yes.
I know, it's so cute. He says, can I come say hi?
I love it.
I was like, that is so cute. Oh, yeah.
Kendra asks Cameron if he's going to see Jess, and he says that he's not going anywhere. And then Cameron tells her that the way she said, you going to see Jess, pisses him off, and it really bums him out when she says shit like that. Kendra says that's what we were talking about, and then he did call Jessica, so she's just laughing about it. And Cameron decides to leave the party, and the last thing we hear is Kendra's voice saying, he's walking to Jessica's. That's creepy. Yeah, I'm glad he left.
Me too. I noted one thing here. Kendra was just ripping on Rocky about what she wore to her party, but Kendra's at her own Christmas party, and she's in a black turtleneck.
She looks like she's going to a funeral.
Yes. Her hair is nice though, but it's kind of like a stripper blonde.
Ooh, it is. Yeah.
Like it's very bleach blonde.
I don't know. I think Rocky's party looked more fun than Kendra's, and she was like going on and on about how
for
hers was going to be so much better too.
At least at Rocky's party there was drama, but at Kendra's party all you heard about was Cami retelling that story over and over and over again.
Exactly.
I think Cami successfully ruined both parties.
Yeah. So next we're at Rocky's house where she and Tessa are talking about Rocky's date with Alex. And Rocky says she was so excited the whole night and that she couldn't stop smiling. Then Tessa again says about Alex, he's so cute. Rocky says, I know. And I'm like, I think Tessa wants to date Alex. Like, this is the 5th time it's been said, and 3 of those were from Tessa. So that's just weird. Like, I never had girlfriends in high school that told me my boyfriend was cute, like, over and over again. Like, I don't know. That's just weird.
I didn't, think about it, but now that you said it so many times, I'm like, it is weird.
Yeah. I'm like, just stop, Tessa. Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
So Rocky says she has a good story for Tessa, and she tells her that last night they didn't go to Kendra's. Then when she got home, she heard that Cameron walked out on Kendra at her party, and the girls both smirk at each other, and Rocky sarcastically says, I just feel so bad for her.
That's like the meanest they can get, too.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Also, who told Rocky that? The producers? Like, that was
I
so
wonder.
weird.
Yeah.
Maybe the boys? I don't know. They were like friends with her.
Who called her up and told her
Yeah.
that? The producers definitely told her
Yeah.
that. That's why she said it like that.
So next we're at Kendra's house, and Kendra and Cami are having coffee outside, and Cami mentions that the party last night stopped pretty early, but it was better than Rocky and Bullwinkle's. And they talk about how Cameron went running after Jessica, and Kendra says that she thinks they're going out even though he denies it. Cami says she hates guys like that, and Kendra says, if you're not hooking up with a girl, don't hook up with her at all. And Cami says, exactly. And I just thought that didn't make any sense. Like, if you're not hooking up with a girl, don't hook up with her at all. Like, what?
I think she meant if you're not admitting to hooking up with a girl.
That's
hook up
what
with
I'm
a girl.
assuming. Or
But
like if you're
it
not
just came out
interested
wrong.
or something,
Yeah.
or if you're not dating, or like, I don't know. But the way that she said it, like, made no sense. So then they talk about how Jessica tells everyone that she likes everyone so that no other girl can go for the guy.
No, she doesn't. What is
I know. Again, like, what? And Cami says that every guy in Laguna has a tag on them, and they joke that Jessica says things like, I went out with him in 6th grade for a week. You cannot date him. And they say that that's why there are so many girl fights. And Cami says, girl fight.
There were girls like that in high school, though. And it drove me nuts.
Is that like a common thing that girls do?
Yes.
Like claim territory? Or like
Yes,
date him
I have a
because
crush
he's...
on him, so you can't date him. I had a crush on him 2 weeks ago, so you can't date him. I dated him in the 3rd grade for 4 minutes, and now he's mine forever.
They stake claim in anybody that they can. And you know what's funny? Maybe this is because we're filming this podcast today, but I literally had a dream of the girl that did that to me in university like last night. And I woke up this morning and I rolled over to my boyfriend. I'm like, oh my God, let me tell you about this girl. She would literally, like, I would have like guys, let's say like friends that I liked, come to my room to like study. She would walk past my room because we were all living in a dorm room, and she would look in, and then she would walk past. And later that night, she would see me and she'd be like, you know that guy that you were studying with? He was in my physics class. Oh my God, he's so cute. He like looked at me one time. Oh my God, he was so cute. And I'm like, you know that he's my friend, right? And she said this so many times, you kind of have to stop like believing that she's into every single guy that she is saying that she is. Eventually, it got to her saying this about like my boyfriend at that time, which I was like so pissed about. And she went around being like, oh, like I can't believe Adrienne's dating him because like I like him. Like we had like a thing. And I was just like, excuse me.
Wow.
I never like said anything to her, but I definitely ever since then I was like, you're fucking weird. I'm not talking to you. So yes, girls like this exist.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty, and they are so annoying. There are no guys like that though.
Not really,
No,
yeah.
not really, yeah.
The guy experience was kind of like if you liked someone that a buddy of yours used to date, if you were going to ask them out, just go say like, hey, is it cool if I ask her out? And 9 times out of 10, it'd be like, yeah, sure.
No, girl code is like, you have to ask, and you have to like be sure, and how serious were they?
And even if they say yes, they will still get mad at you. So
men have it so easy.
So in our last scene, we see Cameron and Jessica eating at Ruby's Diner. And Jessica says, so you didn't have fun at Kendra's. And Cameron says that they had a falling out last night. Jessica asks why. She tried to get on you and you denied her. And he says, yep, seriously. Jessica's surprised and asks what he said to her, and Cameron says, because that'd be unfair to you. And Jessica smiles at that. And they both say it's good to see each other, and then they have like a flirty moment of just like smiling at each other, and they're like giving each other cute looks back and forth. And as they're walking to the car, Cameron asks if she wants to chill later, and she says she wants to. And then when they get in the car, Cameron says, "Aw, schnookums," and they kiss. And then as they're pulling out, Cameron says, "Buckle up. If anything happened to you, I don't know what I'd do with myself." And Jessica asks, "Would you be sad if I died?" And Cameron jokes, "I'd probably just call up Kendra." Jessica's like, and she says, "Fuck you," and then they drive off together. I thought this scene was so cute. I don't know.
They are very cute together. Like, they do have a good time together. And
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, it was just fun. It was fun for both
They
of
just
them.
have fun.
I feel like
Yeah.
Jessica, so we've seen her now flirt with like many different guys, right? Like we have Dieter, we have Jason, Jeff, and I feel like she flirts the same. Like that kind of like teasing, like she's like asking for them to like be mean to her, kind of, but like the kinds of looks that she gives them and stuff like that. Like when I watch it now, I'm like, oh, Jessica, I'm like, I've seen this before.
So yeah, that was the episode. Did you guys have a favorite outfit?
Yeah. Jessica's outfit at the end.
What was she wearing?
She was wearing like a cute little striped shirt with capris and flip-flops. And a cute little ponytail.
She did look pretty.
There was nothing else that stuck out to me except for Rocky's date outfit. So that was like an honorable mention. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jessica looked cute at the end.
I put none. But Liz, I saw your note, so I want you to read yours first, and then I'm going to say something to that.
Okay, yeah, so I didn't think there were any standouts to me, but I liked Kendra's headband in the last scene where her and Cami are drinking coffee. I thought her headband was cute.
And I literally have a note here. I don't like Kendra's headband in this.
Oh, that's so sad. I used to wear headbands like that.
No.
So
Don't like it on her.
Adrienne is always like, I hate that shirt. And I'm like,
yep.
I have that
I
shirt.
know this happened multiple times now.
That's so funny.
But I'm like, I was searching my brain. I'm like, what outfit would I pick from this episode? And then and the only thing that I noted was Kendra's black turtleneck. And I was like, no, I'm not saying that. So nothing.
This one was a hard one. Nothing was particularly cute, honestly.
What were you going to say?
I did have a favorite outfit, and it's kind of a blink and you'll miss it. But my favorite outfit was EJ, Alex's friend. He enters the cooking scene, and he's wearing like a really cringy pinstripe blazer. And I just wanted to shout out that this was like a boy thing at that time that I feel like a lot of guys went through. I'm going to wear a t-shirt with a blazer phase, and I am guilty of that.
Oh, no.
There was like 3 years where I would wear a t-shirt with a blazer everywhere.
Wow.
And yeah, so shout out to EJ for making me relive that cringy era of my life.
That's so funny.
I thought it looked so cool.
You did.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
It's actually a good look. I mean, maybe not for every day, everywhere, but it's a good look.
Favorite moment?
Oh. I liked Cami telling her story over and over again and no one caring.
That's what I said. I was like, we need to do like a compilation, like a supercut of her just like all those scenes put into one thing, because that was so funny.
Yes.
Did you have a favorite moment?
Yeah, those two were standouts, and also just the absurdity of the football on the basketball court. That whole scene, just seeming so staged, and it seems like that would be straight out of like a satirical reality show.
Yeah.
Like we're making fun of reality shows and how ridiculous they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts on this episode? Has the season gotten better for you guys, for anyone yet?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah. I feel like it doesn't really peak until like episode like 5, I want to say.
Peak is a strong word.
Slight elevation.
Yeah. Kyle, do you actually want to plug anything?
Oh, well, if you need editing services, I'm available for hire. But now I have a YouTube channel that I kind of like sparsely upload to. It's called KB Video Vault. I just have a lot of weird videotapes, and I archive them there. So there's some weird theme park stuff. There's some weird like educational videos, and check that out if that strikes your fancy.
Yep.
And then I just want to plug that scene from Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 where everybody gets slaughtered.
Go watch
that.
Yeah.
Good plugs.
Yeah.
I know. Okay. See you everyone next episode.